I want to talk to you about maybe the most important subject we could ever talk about, and that is increasing happiness and defeating depression. So let me start out by asking you a question. What is the meaning or purpose of life? I want you to pause for a minute and really consider, what do you think the meaning and purpose of life is? And then later, I will tell you what I think. For a lot of people, it's about wealth. For some, it's popularity or fame. For some, it's just acquiring things. For others, it's service to their fellow men. For others, it's family, religious, gaining power. It's about accomplishment. For some, it's all about pleasure and fun. Others I know, it's about writing a book. It can be just about anything. Well, I want to talk about the foundation for all of these things. Here's what I think the meaning and purpose of life is. For me, and my experience and the research, it would show that happiness is the foundation of life. I have an interesting game I play with my patients, and I've probably played this thousands of times. It's called the why game. So I'll ask people, give me 5 things that are most important to you. And they'll list 5 things that are very important. And then I will ask them, why is that important to you? And it always takes them to the foundation. For example, most people will say family. And so I'll say, why? And they'll go, because they're always there for you. And why is that important to you? Well, because you can always count on them. When things are down, you know that their loyalty is always there. Well, why is that important to you? Because I don't want to be alone. I need help through life. Why is that important to you? Well, because sometimes I just need other people. Why? Well, because, frankly, I love them. Why is that important to you? Well, it's because it makes me happy. And if I continue and I say, why is that important to you? There is no more answers. It always stops with happiness. I think that's very, very important. There are 3 foundational principles to happiness. 1 is love, 2 is goodness, 3 is growth. Love is the mother of all virtue, of all goodness. And which leads us to number 2. You can't be happy if you're not a good person. And number 3, if we're not progressing, striving, and achieving, we won't be happy either. So those 3 foundational principles are the backbone of happiness. So where do you stack up on those? On a scale from 1 to 10, where do you need to improve? And how do you need to improve? I would suggest that you pause and think about these 3 things and how you stack up, and I would set goals for strengthening myself in 1, 2, or all 3 areas.